Welcome back to College Hill Farm. This is in the kitchen. We're going to put up some tomatoes. Now what I've got is a store-bought tomato. This is the kind of tomato that you can find in your grocery store. It comes in these little packages like this. Now this tomato is not like an heirloom tomato. Your heirloom tomatoes couldn't be done this way. I've took the time and washed and dried these tomatoes, so we're ready to start putting them up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in the freezer so that we can use them over and over and over this winter. Now, a lot of times you'll get these tomatoes and they don't taste that good. They don't have the flavor. If you're used to those big heirloom tomatoes, these are just really hard to get used to. So we do some things to really help the flavor of these, and that's what I'm going to show you today. Now, an heirloom tomato, we freeze them, but we freeze heirloom tomatoes whole. Okay, we freeze them as an entire thing. We don't freeze them as slices. These tomatoes work really well for slices because of the type of tomato they are and the way they're grown. They're made to be shipped all over the world and not get bruised up. Okay? This tomato probably took 1,500 miles to get to my grocery store. So they're made to not bruise up. Also, the flesh is pretty firm, pretty hard. If you compared it to see that? It doesn't give much. The flesh is pretty resilient. So you can use those properties to your advantage by freezing these tomatoes. Now what you do, in order to freeze these, I just cut them in about 1/4 inch thick slices. Let me get this up here and cut some more. I cut them in about 1/4 inch thick slices. I don't keep the blossom ends for the freezer, but I guarantee I won't let those go to waste. Okay, nor the other ends that are left. But I like to get these cut in 1/4 inch thick slices. Some might be 3/8 inch thick, doesn't matter. I don't want to cut down and get that core. Okay, I'll save this. I'll cut this part off and use it for something else. But now, once you get them cut up, you just want to lay these out on this. I'm going to try and arrange them so I can get maximum amount of tomatoes on this sheet. I'll go ahead and get the rest of these cut up and then come back to you. Okay, now I've got 2 trays. And what I'm doing now is I'm going through with these caps. Okay, what's left, and I'm cutting the sides down. So that there's just a little bit left. Okay, I'm cutting these sides down, and I'm going to place them around in the voids. I don't want to waste none of this tomato. You know, I don't want that core, but I want all these tomatoes bits and pieces. I want them to all freeze up and be good. Okay, that's pretty much got it. Now all I'm going to do is take these and put them in the freezer, and then I'll show you what it does when they come out. Okay, here they are 24 hours later. I'm going to take it up off there. Do a couple of them. They don't come up easy. Sometimes you got to use a knife. hard as a rock. You don't want to waste any time and touch those a lot, handle them a lot, because they will start to thaw. And when they start to thaw, they'll stick together. So we want to get this off here and back in the freezer quick. We want them to stay perfectly frozen. Because they will stick together if they're allowed to thaw. Okay, there's the first gallon freezer bag worth. And I don't even bother to label these because we will use them fairly quick. Now, to keep these from sticking together, I want to put them right in the freezer now. Directly in the freezer. Now, I'm going to save these pieces here. Well, I'm knocking the basil down. I'm going to save these pieces here for another little thing for y'all. But now I'm going to put another one up. Again, just put them in a freezer bag. We'll set these over to the side. And here's our other one. Again, handle them as least as you can. Because as they start to thaw, they'll get damp. And next thing you know, they are stuck together. Okay, there's all the rounds. So we'll put these right in the freezer. Now, these I'm going to use in a dish today. So I'm going to go ahead and put these all in here. I'm making me a steak for dinner. Crystal's gone. So I'm going to have a steak for dinner. And then I'm going to make the perfect side dish for a steak. Now, if you're too worried about these sticking together, you can always take and put them in your Ziploc bag with wax paper. You can put a layer of wax paper and a layer of tomatoes. Now, I want to get these so that they don't stick together. I want to get them in the freezer again. Now, the cleanup is terribly hard. These go back in the cabinet, and these go to the recycle bin. Now, if you like this stuff, this homesteading, do-it-yourself kind of thing, be certain to come on out to the channel and subscribe. We do this homesteading stuff all the time. If you hit the little bell when you come to the channel, it'll notify you when we upload a video. We upload every Sunday. Now, with that being said, it's time for me to get on to the next thing.